So how's it going? How's it going, lads? How's everybody? John with you again, and it's time for update number 2, build update number 2. So in the last update we got most of it built. Yeah, we actually did. We got most of it built, and just had a few more pieces to put onto the superstructure. We call it the superstructure, the upper hull. A couple of little pieces to go onto it. They're all on it now. Well, not all, but we got a good bit into it. And I have the tracks and the wheels fitted, not glued in place, sort of dry fitting. Okay, so let's go onto the bench. We'll have a look at what I've done and show you what I'm going to get done. Okay. Right, so here we are. We're at the instructions as usual. Back to the instructions. So what I had done in the last one, I had some of this done here. I'm after getting the rest of the little pieces done. The tools are on, the hatches are on with this piece closed, this one open, a toolbox by the looks of it or something like that. That's on, pistol ports are in, the jack block, I think it is, because it looks like just a big dot of wood, is on, and lights and a few other bits and pieces, they're all being done. As you see by the marked off in green, that's what I do, I mark it off in green as I do it. Okay, we're over here now. I've got the secondary little hatch done, the back doors are on, the fire extinguishers in, the holders for the spare wheels are on, a little kind of a flap here to protect the, I didn't know what it was to begin with, but after putting it on, it's to deflect the exhaust fumes sort of off out this way, you know, so the wheels don't get melted from the hot exhausts. There was another couple of pistol ports to go on. The jack had to be made up, and we fitted the tools to the back, and the top is fitted to the bottom. Okay, so, and like I said, I'm after adding the wheels, the tracks, and the spare wheels as well. Any of the wheels, they're not glued in place, they're not fitted in, they're just on a dry fitted on. Oh yes, and I did the aerial as well. I used my little bit of wire for the aerial. I used a bit of the guitar string. Okay, I use this guitar string stuff here. Okay, and I take off the wound section, and I use just the wire. Nice musical, isn't it? Ding ding. But there's the Brummbar basically made. Just a few more little bits and pieces to go onto it. The shores and plates. I'm going to leave off one or two of them. I'm going to kind of bend them up a little bit here and there, not overly do it, because I'm not going to overly damage it. And the top is fitted to the bottom of it. Now, I did say that I was thinking of doing Zimmerit on it, but I'm after going through pictures and pictures and pictures on the internet and through a couple of books that I've had and things like that, and I can't find one with Zimmerit on it. I cannot find one with Zimmerit on it. The only pictures I've actually found of one with Zimmerit, believe it or not, is on the instruction sheet. And it shows a bit here, it shows a little bit of the Zimmerit, as you can see. It shows a kind of little bit of Zimmerit on it there. The other pictures are basically of the made model with Zimmerit on it. Now, still debating whether to go ahead with the Zimmerit. I know it's only on the upper sections. Okay. Like I said, I just haven't decided whether I'm actually going to do it or not yet. I am leaning towards doing it. I really am. I'd like to do it. But I don't know. I just don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it's not finished yet. It's going to sit there for a day or two while I decide. So what I got to get done anyway, I got to put on the holders for the Sturmpanzer plates, which is really as much as I have to do, and some of the extra little bits of track and things that go on. We got the Sturmpanzer plates, building them up like that. I'm going to cut them all up and then decide what I'm going to put on, what I'm not going to put on. Building of the tracks, and then they've got the figures to build as well. So over the weekend I'm hoping to get that done, get the all the figures done, and decide whether I'm going to go ahead with the Zimmer or not. So we'll just have to sort of stay tuned and see. Okay, so you've seen how far I've gotten. I'm going to go on and get the last few bits of it finished, and we'll have a look at it then. And then, I might be a bit closer to deciding whether I'm going to Zimmer it or not. Okay, I'll catch you then. So, in a second, you're going to see what I've done and whether I've decided to do it or not. Alright, so here we are, and as you saw, excuse me there, I got as far as here. Okay, I have the top fitted to the bottom and it was all ready to go. All I had to do then really was just a small few bits and pieces. I had to fix these rails here that hold the armour plates, the fittings for them, they had to go on. Then I was going to cut up the armour plates, use a couple of them, so I had to fit the sorry, there we go, I just had to fit the armour plates. I was looking at what I was doing, not at the screen, so I didn't show what I was actually talking about. But I had to fit these rails here, okay, and the holders for them. We have the armour plates themselves, which I've cut up, and I haven't used them all, I've only used a couple of them. So therefore I still had to fit the little fittings that clip onto the both the hooks here and the spiny bits at the top of that, and then fit the armour plates. So all I had to do then was construct the two figures, which as you see I've marked off. So therefore I've been done. I made a couple of little bits and pieces then. We had our toe, spare track links, jerry cans, a bucket, and there was some other spare wheels, which I preferred actually. I prefer these spare wheels, but they only give you 2 of them, and you have 4 of the other ones. So I decided to use these ones and just have 2 of them on. So it's a bit more realistic that everything isn't full, everything isn't sort of straight out of the shop. So let's have a look at it anyway. She's all constructed, all ready to go. Next step is the painting. So I'll just if I can kind of, there we go, get a better view of it. There we go, there's our little Brummbar. Okay, as you see the tow cable there, I used this stuff here. It's a picture hanging wire, and judging by this now a small little bit which all I've left, so I got to go off and buy some more of this, and it's very, very cheap. You pick it up in hardware stores, and you get the picture hanging wire. Don't go off and buy the pound shop picture hanging set, because it comes with the wire isn't wound wire. Because if you look at that wire, you can get a close up of that hopefully. Oh, come on camera, behave yourself. There you go, you can see it's sort of cable, as in it's wound. Okay, so that scales up then as wound cable, which what the towing ropes are basically. They're wire rope. So you just clip off the ends of the plastic ones that are there, drill through, and use a bit of super glue and stick them in. You can use a bit of super glue then to kind of lay them in place, because these would be heavy old ropes, so they wouldn't be kind of sticking up in funny places. They'd be, the weight of them would kind of keep them down, and when you scale it right down, they're much lighter, so they're not going to have the weight to keep them down. So just a bit of super glue into the couple of spots, and that'll keep them down. So I would fit in around here, in around the back of that, and I have it dangling over at the back there and held into one of the clips, one of the Scherzen holder clips that's off the plates that's missing. And as you see, I did a little bit of damage there on the plates as well. I've them scraped up a bit and a little bit bent here and there, okay. Other bits of damage I have here on the back. One of the rear fenders are a bit damaged up a bit. As I said, I'm only going to use the two of the spare wheels, so you know, you can have them there or wherever. I haven't decided yet. I'll wait till I can paint it separately and then I can pop them in and then glue them into place. I'm going to have to fit in the two jerry cans here and here. Spare track links, some on the side there. I have a helmet here, two more helmets there. We have our little bucket, which I'm going to glue into position there. Okay, we have 3 plates at this side, same again, damaged up slightly, a little bit higgledy-piggledy, which they would if you look at any videos and things of these things in action. Not necessarily even these things, but anything that has the Scherzen plates, Panzer 4s and 3s and things like that. After a while from being taken off and put on, because they're made to be taken off and put on, they're made that they're not exactly a tight fit. Reason is that it takes some of the kinetic energy. The fact that they're loose and slightly loose, they take some of the kinetic energy out of the shell that's attacking them basically, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to reduce the kinetic energy of the shell hitting. So anything you can put in its place, and if that's kind of got a bit of a wobble in it, that's going to lose some of the kinetic energy. Then you've got this space here. Okay, so if you've got shaped charges and things like that, it'll burn through the first, and it won't. Hopefully, says you, it won't damage the inside. That was their thinking behind it. Spare tracks here, spare tracks at the front, and we've got our figures on as well. Okay, we've got this comes with 2 figures. We just need a little bit of tidying up. They're not bad. They're not bad figures at all. I like the positions they're in. Okay, just a little bit of tidying up around the arm connections. You don't need any filler anyway. This one definitely doesn't need any filler. Okay, he stands up there at the back, and we've got our commander figure. Same again, just a little bit of tidying up around the where the arms sort of meet the body. Just a little bit of scraping, a little bit of sanding, just to kind of make it all flow nicely and fit in nicely. That, as you see, it's just slightly out. But I wanted him that way because the figure was supposed to originally, you'd have had him sort of straight, but I'm giving it that he's got a little bit of a bend and he's kind of over to this, you know, looking over to the side a bit slightly. And this fella here then is, you know, leaning over, having a chat, having an old chin wag. So that's it. That's our construction done. I've decided against the Zimmerit. Couple of reasons I've decided against the Zimmerit. One is I've never done Zimmerit before. Okay, and it was something new to me, and I wasn't going to try out something new on a kit. I give it a couple of test pieces and things like that, and then I found, you know, I've got all these little bits of Scherzen plates that I haven't used. Okay, I've got a few of them there. Okay, and I'm going to use these for practice. I'm practicing Zimmerit because there's a couple of different compounds you can use for it. I was thinking of using this one here, which is liquid green stuff. There's also, people said no more nails, or any of that kind of, oops, that's it, John, bait off the camera, and any of that kind of contact putty type stuff, but it's water based. That works as well. And then that's okay, that's what you're going to use for your putty. But what are you going to use to mark the Zimmerit? Okay, now I didn't have anything, so I was there saying, oh, I could use the back of a knife and, you know, go over each one, because it's got enough drying time in the green stuff anyway you have, you know, to do your little patterns and things like that. I know that TAMIYA do a little tool, okay, a little photo etch tool that you can buy. Someone said that you can use a blade off junior hacksaw, you know, the little skinny hacksaws. I don't know why I call it junior hacksaw, because not only juniors that use them. You know, mini hacksaw blade. So there's loads of other little things you could use. You could use a dust comb for it, but you might get into little areas and things like that with a dust comb. But, you know, loads of different things. So what I'm going to do is I might even do it as a separate video, and I'm going to gather some materials and kind of Zimmer it for dummies, and me being the main dummy, as in what can you use for Zimmer? What can you use? Okay, you've got shop bought stuff and specific stuff used for Zimmer within the modelling, like the photo etched tool. But what do you want to use for your compounds? The material they actually Zimmer it. There's a couple of different types of stuff that you can use for that, and you can say Google this set and probably buy a specific photo etch Zimmer set for that. Okay, I know you can say some of the more modern kits, whether you can do it with this particular one or not, I do not know, but they are out there and you can buy Zimmer sets. Okay, so you can apply your Zimmer that way. So I'm going to try a couple of different methods and see which works for me and which is the easiest for me. Like this liquid green stuff, it might work. It's from Citadel, okay, and I can buy that locally in my local hobby shop, because my local hobby shop is more gamed towards the the World of Warcraft and all that kind of stuff, the gaming side of it, and they sell that. Okay, now my local hardware store also sells the No More Nails. Same idea again, and probably the No More Nails, for what I paid for that, I'd probably buy a big tube with the No More Nails and then use it for around the house, but I'm going to buy both. I have that, and I'm going to go off and buy a thing of the No More Nails. I'm going to order one of the little TAMIYA Zimmer tools, unless one of you out there has a Zimmer tool and you're not going to use it, you can send it on to me, let me know. Give it a go, because some of these tools, you go off and you buy them, use them, okay, they're grand, but I prefer this yoke, do you know what I mean? I prefer to use, say, some people might prefer to use a saw blade, cut it up into bits and pieces and find that the saw blade works even better than the little tool. And somebody else could go off then and do that, and it doesn't work for them, so what works for one person mightn't work for the other. So I'm going to go try and get my hands on the Zimmer tool. I'll use a saw blade. I'll use a little dust comb. If you know the dust comb, they're for getting nits and things out of your hair or whatever. But also used for if you work in a dusty environment, to sort of go through your hair and get the dust shit out of your hair. I can use one of those because it's really fine. Same idea, kind of fine little stripes. And I'm going to use the back of a hobby knife, as in, the slow method. Now, the slow method would work grand for, around the edges of things where they've got different Zimmer patterns for around the edges of stuff. So I'm going to give them all a try. I'm going to do a video on them at some stage. Wait till I have everything together and then I'll do a video, so look out for that one. So we're back onto the Brummbar anyway. Brummbar is finished construction wise. I'm happy with that. Next step for this now is to get it all painted. Okay, so in the next video I'll be talking about the paints and what I'm going to do with it. Okay, point is saying I'll go off and I'll do the hairspray method and this, that and the other, because many times I said I'll do that, and then as I'm doing it, the way sort of an artist says, the model speaks to me. Well, it does in certain ways. As I'm doing things, I'll say, I'll do the hairspray method and this, and then as I'm doing it, I go, no, I want to do it a different way. So because I've already done a reasonable bit of battle damage to this, yes, another little thing I've done here, I've cut in a couple of little nicks into it there, here and there. I'll add one or two more as I see fit, shall we say. I'll play around with it tonight and look at it. Just add on to the battle damage, but not make it sort of inoperable. I want it working, but I want it that it's been through the wars, shall we say. So, like I said, stay tuned for the next video, and we'll get it painted up and all ready to go. So, thank you for watching this one. Thank you for taking your time out. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, enjoy your modelling, and in the meantime, go out and buy yourself a kit, build it, and enjoy it. This is John saying good luck, and we'll see you soon.